Welcome to my third episode of Thrash It, Don't Trash It. On this episode, we're going to take this old maple that was sitting on the side of a buddy's house that he was going to throw in the trash bin, but instead of trashing it, we're going to thrash it. So right here, we're going to square up our saw and get all our maple ends cut off. We're going to go ahead and rip down 10 equal pieces, which are roughly 2 inches in width. I take all our 10 pieces and I'm going to lay everything out, make sure they look beautiful, nice and even. I'm going to take my palm router and I'm going to round off all the corners of every one of these pieces, and I'm going to sand everything down with a piece of 120. This is all hard maple, so every screw hole here I'm going to pre-drill and countersink just so I don't end up breaking all these screws. Once I have everything drilled out, I'm going to piece together my first half here. Beautiful, looks good, nice and smooth. After I've done my first one, I go ahead and build a carbon copy of that side. So I have 2 sides, and I'm going to attach a couple 3-inch hinges here. This is going to give me the option to fold it up and make it really easy to carry and store. I end up adding some rubber pieces on the bottom just so it makes it really comfy, easy to stand on. After I've made sure everything fits good and works good, I take it all back apart, and I am going to use a oil-based polyurethane here, and we're going to brush down every piece. Once everything is brushed down with 3 coats, I'm going to go ahead and put it all back together. Once it's all back together, I end up doing a couple more coats, bottom and top, just to make sure we really seal everything up and it's really protected from weather and water. Once we've got everything done, we're going to put everything back together. Once everything's back together, I end up drilling some side holes here for some handles. I'll use some Easy Lock brass fittings, and we are going to use some Gorilla Glue epoxy to make sure everything is watertight and sticks in there really good. Now that I've got my epoxy wiped in, I'm going to go ahead and screw down my brass inserts. Now that I have my inserts in, I'm going to go ahead and rig up my sewing machine here. I take some of my strapping, and I'm going to go ahead and sew up 2 handles that I could attach to this shower stand and make it a real easy carry. Not the best sewer in the world, but for what we do, it looks great. So now I'm going to cut some holes in these straps. This is where I'll be putting my bolts through, which will attach to the shower floor. Once they're cut, I shove just a round piece of metal through here. I'm going to go ahead and take my lighter and I'm going to burn all these frayed edges. This is going to melt these down and make sure it just doesn't fray anymore after we're done. Nice hole there. We'll take our brass screws and we're going to go ahead and screw these into the side of the board. It looks wonderful and it is very easy to carry like this. Alright, everything's built up. We went and picked up trash just for some more Thrash It, Don't Trash It videos. Once your feet gets dirty, you get to come right inside and give yourself a little spray off here. It's a beautiful shower floor. It's going to work great whether you're going surfing, whether you're camping, whatever you're doing. It's a nice little stand here, and it works wonderful. So thanks again for joining us on our 3rd episode of Thrash It, Don't Trash It. We'll see you on the next one.